All right. Well, lawyers for Diddy say that the federal government leaked the tapes of Diddy beating his girlfriend because of a slow news day for Donald Trump. Now, of course, Diddy and everybody deserves the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. And he has said, his lawyer has said, he will fight this and prove his innocence. So we should offer him that benefit of the doubt. But this is very strange, and it kind of shows how the elites are behaving strangely. The federal government doesn't have an answer for why this tape was leaked. It's strange. OK, so that's all we're going to take away from this, because we know, we think that a lot of powerful people are connected to this. So that's where I'm going with this. So let's look at the way that Newsweek presented this reports. They do not say that Donald Trump had anything to do with leaking these tapes. They say that someone was trying to take advantage of the lull in the Trump news coverage. So here's how Newsweek reports it. They say that Diddy and his legal team accused the federal government of leaking the 2016 video of when he assaulted his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, because they knew that there was going to be a slow news day for former president, or now president-elect, Donald Trump. The court documents obtained by Newsweek say that Combs' attorneys suggest several reasons why the Department of Homeland Security is most likely to have given the video to CNN. So Combs' lawyer are guessing that the Diddy tapes of him beating his girlfriend were probably leaked for a few reasons. Number one, they weren't sold to TMZ. They were just given to CNN. Now, if someone outside of the government had them, they would have known that they were very valuable. They could have pocketed a lot of money by selling them to TMZ, but instead someone just gave them to CNN, suggesting that it was not an outsider. Okay, that's a valid point, right? We have to put some weight, some credibility in that point. Also, the tapes were released on May 17th. May 17th is the day that Barron Trump graduated from high school in Florida, and President Trump's legal team had been asking the court to give him that day off of the trial because he wanted to go see his son graduate. The court did grant him that day, mercifully, and so somebody knew that there would be no coverage of the Trump trial on that date, so the story could not be buried. Who knew that? Okay, another valid point. Well, most of us knew that because we knew that Trump was asking for that day off. But why then? Who had it? Who wanted that day? Now, federal prosecutors deny the allegations because they say that the government didn't even have possession of the tape prior to CNN publicizing it. So who knows if that's true or not? No one inside the Trump team is saying that they had anything to do with it. Why would the Trump team stick their nose into that when they had another major criminal trial? We don't know. These are just questions. I ask the questions here. I don't have all the answers. Now, the raid on Diddy's house happened in March. Did the federal government get that tape in March? We don't know. We would like to know. They say Ventura herself, the victim, that her lawyers never had it. She had been claiming this happened. This was obviously very validating to her claim, but she had never seen it. So who did it? When we get a Trump cabinet, will we be able to find out who did it? When did they have it? Did they have it before and they're lying to us? We don't know. Now, Harvey Levin is the founder of TMZ. I don't love TMZ, but I got to imagine this guy knows some stuff, right? He makes this totally valid point. Why was Hollywood so up in arms around the Me Too movement and Harvey Weinstein? But why are they so silent on Diddy? Watch.
It is true that Hollywood gets loud very quickly in certain cases. They did certainly with Harvey Weinstein and others. They have been very, very silent here. And I agree with you. I don't think just because, look, every celebrity in the world seems to have gone to one of these white parties. I mean, everybody wanted to go. And if you got an invitation, you went. So you can pretty much count everybody high profile has been to one of these parties. That's not disqualifying. That doesn't mean it's untoward. We're not talking about white parties. We're talking about after parties. We're talking about threesomes. We're talking about all sorts of things that are not those parties. But that said, there are lots of videos that Diddy kept over the years that have been now seized by the feds. And a lot of these videos are also going to some of the civil lawyers. Busby told us he has gotten a slew of these videos. And I think there's just panic in Hollywood. Am I on that video? Was I in some situation in 1999 or 2002, where it might be interpreted a certain way or might end up in trial. I think there's a lot of panic. And that's what we're hearing. And people just don't want the association, and they don't want to talk about it. I think it's that simple.
Panic. Yeah. I mean, they're not that concerned about Me Too, anyone who is a victim of this, because they might be connected to it.
Just a quick thought, but with Harvey Weinstein, the victims were Hollywood. Where this is, the victims it was perpetrated upon by Hollywood, and that's probably a major difference in why because they didn't have to cover up the Weinstein thing because they were the victims, but in this case, it's the opposite.
Right. So it shows who they really care about, which types of victims. They only care about the elite victims, I suppose, not the powerless. And of course, we all want names. I'm not super confident we will get it, but I'm holding out some hope. Now, late last week, prosecutors said that Diddy was using disallowed methods of communication from prison. So he's communicating with people outside of prison, either to manage public relations or perhaps bribe other victims to stay quiet. Here's how Page 6 report this. They say he's either calling people not on his approved list or by using other inmates' phones, or else he calls someone that is on his approved list and asks them to bring in a three-way call with someone else that's not on the list. Is he bribing victims? Is he managing his public relations campaign, trying to get certain things out there? We don't know exactly, but those are the things that they're alleging. They also say that he released this video of his kids calling him on his birthday in order to influence the jury to have sympathy for his family. I feel kind of dirty and heartbroken to show you this, but this is part of the case. It obviously has nothing to do with the youngest of these kids. We can surmise that, but they're saying that this video released to his son's Instagram is part of a PR campaign. And I'm going to show you a minute of it.
Keep going,
go.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Yay!
I love y'all so much.
We love you too.
Love you, Pastor.
I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all, but just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thanks to y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
We love you more too. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
I'll see y'all in a couple of days.
Say it again.
What you say?
I love you, Daddy.
Yeah.
I love you too, baby.
She eating, yo, Pops.
Hi, we're right here.
Chance right here on the phone too.
Pops, love eating all your cake, so you're not gonna have none left.
Jeez. All right. I hate that.
Propaganda at its finest, right?
Well, let's give the children a benefit of the doubt. Some of them, maybe the older ones know something. Maybe they totally believe their dad is innocent. Maybe he is. We still, again, have not had a conviction. So we don't know. Their children, you know, if you actually believe your father is innocent, you would want to put something out there to show the world your family. I get that. And let's look at the children put out this statement right after the arrest saying we're devastated. We believe that this is baseless. These are conspiracy theories. We're going to fight it.
But let's be clear.
Our family's strong, right?
But let's be clear. Like Karine Jean-Pierre in the White House press briefing room, we have video of him beating a woman in a hotel. Right?
Yeah.
And he came out and said, there's no excuse for it. I did that. I'm trying to be a better person.
Yes.
So that's on video.
That's not what he's currently in prison for.
Correct. Right. But when you're holding up someone in high regard and you're saying perhaps he's totally innocent. Part of that is that video. That video has been part is part of evidence, right? So that is actually part of this trial. Going to be part of this, part of why he's behind bars.
Not really. It's about the weapons and the parties and the underage.
But
I don't think she has her own. She's settled separately, so that's not part of this. And again, it just sort of. I'm very torn about it. Like, it would have been more authentic for that to have been private. And that's what most of the comments say. Like, this should just be for your family. These kids absolutely should be able to wish their father a happy birthday. But, do we need to see this? And this is how the federal government is saying that they believe that, let's put this up from page 6, that the federal government says that the defendants carefully curated direction that the children posted a video to their respective social media accounts in order to, influence a fair trial, to make clear that, that this is a criminal proceeding and that this will influence the jury. I mean, I don't know, most perpetrators are parents. And so, I want to sort of leave room for these kids to say this because they're children and not blame them. But also, the prosecution is saying, well, this is a PR campaign. Feels awful to watch, because obviously a 2-year-old little girl missing her daddy does not feel good for anybody. So what do you think? Is it right or wrong for either side to bring the kids into this? Let me know. I want out of this story. I don't even want to touch it. As a mom, you can't look at that little girl and be
awful.
like, yeah,